Ah, ladies and gentlemen, so they found their way back to the door. They once slammed shut, haven't they? Crawling back with regret, heavy in their hearts, hoping to slither past the damage they caused, hoping that your kindness will once again welcome them, hoping that your heart will be soft enough to forgive. But here's the cold truth that you must understand. They have no right to come crawling back. They had their chance and they squandered it. They chose to walk away when it was easy for them. They turned their backs when the world was still kind enough to offer them grace. They made a decision. They made a choice. They decided that whatever you were offering wasn't worth the effort. And now they come crawling back, but you must ask yourself why. Why are they here now? Why did they wait until they were broken, until they had nothing left to offer, until their lives crumbled into dust? They come now because they are empty, because they've realized that the world outside was harsher than they thought. They come because they see in your eyes the compassion that they have drained, the care they took for granted, the love they abused. But hear me loud and clear. Your kindness is not a revolving door for those who discard you when it's convenient. It is not a welcome mat for those who only seek you out when they are in need, when they have nowhere else to turn. You were never a safety net for their recklessness. You were never a cushion for their disregard. They made their bed, now let them lie in it. They had their opportunity to be there for you, to fight beside you, to stand strong when things were hard. But they didn't. They weren't there when you needed them most. They didn't fight for you when your spirit was low, when your heart was breaking, when you were standing at the edge of the abyss. And now, when the tides have shifted, when the storm has passed, when they can no longer play the victim, they come crawling back. They come back to the one place they know will still harbor them, the one person who will still show them kindness even after they have shown none. But should you let them back in? Should you open the door that they slammed shut? The door they so carelessly walked away from when they felt it was no longer convenient for them? Let me tell you something. You are not a safety net. You are not a second chance waiting to be handed out to those who betrayed you. You are not a charity that gives and gives even when it's not appreciated. You are a force, a person of strength, and your heart is not something to be taken for granted. They walked away from you once. They left you to pick up the pieces of what was shattered. They chose to ignore you when you needed them, when you poured yourself out, when you gave everything you had, and they chose to go find something else. But now that they have nothing left, now that they are sitting in the dust of their own failure, they want to come crawling back. Do not allow it. They don't get to come back because they have nothing left to offer. They don't get to come back because they've learned a lesson. They don't get to come back because they regret their actions. They had their chance and they wasted it. It is not your job to fix them, to heal the wounds they inflicted upon themselves. It is not your responsibility to clean up the mess they made of their own lives. They made the decision to walk away. They chose their path, and now it's time for you to choose yours. The truth is, they want to come back because they were too weak to survive without you. They thought they could stand on their own, but the foundation they built was weak and cracked. The empire they built out of your absence collapsed, but their fall is not your responsibility. It's not your job to pick up the pieces of their broken life. You don't owe them anything, not a single ounce of your time, your energy, or your heart. They have already used that up, and they used it recklessly. You know the value of what you offer. You know how rare your loyalty is, how deep your love runs, how steadfast your heart stands. You don't give those things freely, not to those who will only throw them away when it no longer serves them. You are not a well that they can come to when their own wells run dry. You are not a backup plan, not a contingency plan when their life falls apart. No, you are the plan. You are the one they should have fought for. You are the one they should have never let go. And if they didn't recognize that when it mattered, when you were offering them the best of you, then they don't deserve the best of you now. They thought they could walk away, and now they have to live with the consequences of that choice. Don't make it easy for them. Don't give them the escape they are looking for. Don't let them slither back into your life with empty words and promises that mean nothing. Words are cheap, promises are fleeting. Actions are what matter. And their actions spoke loud and clear when they turned their back on you. Their actions told you everything you needed to know. And now, you must act. You must act with strength, with dignity, with the knowledge that you are worth more than the scraps they are offering. There is a time for kindness, a time for second chances, but this is not that time. This is not a time for forgiveness, not for those who don't deserve it, not for those who didn't value you when they had you. They had their time, they had their chance, but now it's your turn. It's your time to rise, to stand firm, to be strong in the face of their manipulation. They think you will welcome them with open arms, but you are smarter than that. You know their game. You know their tricks. You know that when they come crawling back, they are not offering you something genuine. They are offering you a temporary fix, a quick fix to their shattered ego. Don't fall for it. Don't let them back in. And when you close the door, when you lock it tight and throw away the key, don't look back. Don't second guess your decision. Don't wonder if you did the right thing. You did. You did the right thing. They had their chance. They chose to walk away, and now they must face the consequences of their actions. You are not a fool. You are not a martyr. You are not here to be used and discarded. You are here to build something better for yourself, to rise above the wreckage they left behind, to walk forward into the future you deserve. Let them stay out there, in the cold, in the space they created for themselves. Let them face the harshness of their own decisions. Let them suffer the consequences of taking you for granted. They will learn. They will feel the emptiness of their own choices, the loneliness that comes when you push away the one person who truly cared. And maybe, just maybe, they'll understand what they lost. But don't make the mistake of thinking they deserve your forgiveness. Don't make the mistake of believing they will change just because they've come crawling back. Their words are empty. Their regrets are hollow. Actions speak louder than words, and their actions were loud and clear when they walked away from you. They can crawl back, they can beg, they can plead, but you don't owe them a thing, not a single thing. So, close the door. Let it slam behind them. Let the silence speak louder than any words they could offer. And as they stand on the other side, watching, waiting, hoping that you will open the door again, remember this. You are not their second chance. You are not their backup plan. You are the one who deserves to be cherished, to be fought for, to be loved with the same intensity and devotion you gave them. Don't let them take that from you. Don't let them back in. The door is closed, and it is not opening again. In conclusion, remember that your worth is not for sale. It is not up for grabs when someone finds themselves in need. Your loyalty, your love, your trust, they are rare and should be guarded fiercely. Don't let those who have already discarded you take advantage of your heart again. You are stronger, wiser, and more than capable of moving forward without them. Their time has passed. Let them live with the consequences. You owe them nothing. They are not worth your time, your energy, or your kindness anymore. And let that truth echo in every part of your being. Because as long as you keep looking back at them, as long as you keep entertaining the idea that they can waltz back into your life with no consequences, you are wasting precious time that could be better spent on your growth, your healing, and your future. Time is the most valuable resource you have. Once it's gone, you can't get it back. So, every second you give to someone who has already proven they don't value you is a second you'll never recover. Don't let them come back and steal your time, your moments, your peace. You don't owe them anything, not after they chose to walk away from you when you needed them most, not after they tossed aside your love, your loyalty, and your trust like it was nothing. You see, people like that only come around when they realize they've lost something they can't replace. They thought they could do better, thought they could find someone else to fill the void, but now they're crawling back because they've learned the hard way that what they had with you was irreplaceable. What you gave them was invaluable, and now they realize that, but it's too late. The ship has sailed and you've moved on. And don't let anyone fool you into thinking that time can erase what they've done to you. The hurt, the betrayal, the abandonment, it doesn't simply disappear. It stays with you in the deepest parts of your soul, waiting for you to acknowledge it. The scars they left on your heart are not something to be forgotten or dismissed. Those scars are the evidence that you once allowed someone into your life, someone who didn't deserve the space you gave them. The next time they come crawling back, don't let them pretend as if time has healed everything. Don't let them rewrite history to suit their narrative. Time doesn't heal all wounds. It just makes you stronger in dealing with them. You don't heal by forgetting. You heal by growing, by learning, and by moving forward. But never at the expense of your own dignity. They had a chance to be there for you, to stand by you, to fight for you, and they chose not to. When life threw challenges your way, when you were struggling, when you were holding on by a thread, they chose to look the other way. They chose to be absent. They chose to be selfish. They didn't prioritize you, and now, when they have nowhere else to turn, when they've been through the fire and the pain, they come crawling back, hoping you will have pity on them. But don't fall for it. Don't let their pain, their loneliness, or their desperation manipulate you into opening that door again. The truth is, when they walked away from you, they walked away from everything you offered them. Your care, your support, your unwavering loyalty. They didn't just leave you behind. They left the best parts of themselves behind too. They didn't just lose you. They lost everything you represented. And now, they come back, expecting you to pick up the pieces of what they abandoned. But you've learned better. You've learned that you are not responsible for their emotional state. You are not their emotional crutch. You are not here to make their lives easier at the expense of your own peace. You are here to live for yourself, to protect yourself, and to build a future that is free from the toxicity of those who don't know how to appreciate you. Understand this. When they come crawling back, it's not because they've suddenly seen the error of their ways. It's not because they have a genuine desire to make amends. It's because they are uncomfortable with the life they created without you. They want you to believe that they've changed, that they've learned their lesson, that they are now worthy of your time and energy. But actions speak louder than words, and their actions in the past, when they abandoned you, when they chose themselves over you, have already shown you exactly who they are. People don't change overnight. They don't suddenly wake up and realize they've been wrong unless they're truly committed to doing the work. So ask yourself, are they committed to doing the work? Are they truly ready to show up for you in the way you showed up for them? Or is this just another round of empty promises, another round of manipulation? You know the answer. You know it deep down in your soul. They want back in because they've realized they cannot find another person like you. They cannot replicate the bond you shared, the trust you built, the loyalty you offered. And now, they are searching for a way to restore the comfort they lost, to get back what they took for granted. But do not let that deceive you. Don't allow their guilt, their regret, or their desperate pleas to convince you that they deserve another chance. They don't. They've already had their chance, and they squandered it. Their regret doesn't erase the hurt they caused. Their apologies, no matter how sincere they sound, don't undo the damage they did to your heart. And let's not forget, those words, those apologies, they only come when they realize they need something from you, when they had everything, when you were there for them, when you gave them your heart and your soul. They didn't think twice about discarding you, but now they want to come back because they are empty. They want to come back because they see the value in what they lost, and it's too late. When they come crawling back, you need to be stronger than your emotions. You need to remind yourself of your worth, your value, and the strength it took to get to this point. You have come so far, you've worked so hard to build the life you have now, to find peace, to heal, to move on. Don't let them come back and pull you into the past. Don't let them drag you back into a place where you have to relive the pain, the betrayal, and the heartache. You've moved on. You've outgrown them. And their return is nothing more than a reminder of how far you've come and how much stronger you are now. And here's the most important truth you need to internalize. They don't deserve your forgiveness unless they've shown you through their actions that they have truly changed. Don't let their words fool you. Don't fall for the manipulation. You have seen the worst of them. You've seen what they are capable of. And you've learned that love alone is not enough to sustain a relationship. Trust is needed. Respect is needed. Consistency is needed. These things can't be earned overnight, and they can't be demanded by someone who has already proven they don't know how to value you. If they truly respected you, they would have never left in the first place. If they truly cared for you, they would have never treated you like an option, like something they could walk away from without consequence. They come crawling back not because they want to fix what's broken, but because they want to fix their own brokenness at your expense. They are not seeking you for who you are. They are seeking you for what you can do for them. They want your kindness, your love, your forgiveness, because it makes them feel better about themselves. It gives them a way out of their own pain and regret. But that's not your problem. That's not your burden to carry. You are not their emotional savior. You are not here to repair their brokenness. You are here to protect your own heart, your own peace, and your own future. So when they come crawling back, remember this. You are worth more than their apologies. You are worth more than the hollow words they offer. You are worth more than the guilt they are trying to alleviate. You are worth more than the time they wasted. You are worth more than the heartbreak they caused. Don't let them take that from you. Don't let them diminish your worth by making you believe they are entitled to another chance. They are not. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. And you are ready to walk away from anyone who doesn't see your value. Don't let them take you back to a place where you were hurt, where you were neglected, where you were taken for granted. Close that door, lock it tight, and walk away with your head held high. You are not defined by the people who leave you behind. You are defined by your ability to rise above, to stand tall in the face of adversity, and to never settle for anything less than what you deserve. And remember, your peace is priceless. Your heart is precious. Don't ever let anyone treat it like something they can come back to when it's convenient for them. Don't accept them back when they come crawling after disappointment, because you deserve more. You deserve someone who will stay, someone who will fight for you, someone who will never leave. Hold out for that person. Hold out for the one who will never make you wonder if they're going to walk away. And never, ever let anyone make you feel like your worth is negotiable. It's not. You are enough. You are everything. And anyone who can't see that doesn't deserve you. keep moving forward because your best days are still ahead of you. And that is the truth you need to hear, the truth that needs to resonate deep within your bones, a truth that must become your mantra moving forward. You've been through enough already. You've given so much of yourself, so much of your time, so much of your energy to people who didn't even deserve a fraction of it. And it's time to stop pretending, time to stop enabling those who only take from you without ever giving anything in return. You have been generous with your love, with your kindness, with your compassion. You have poured yourself out for others, believing that somehow, someday, they would reciprocate, they would appreciate the gift of your heart. But they didn't. They didn't honor you. They didn't recognize your worth, not when it mattered, not when you were there, standing by them, giving them everything you had. Now, they return. They return like vultures, circling overhead, seeking the scraps of what they once had. But this time, you are different. This time, you are no longer willing to entertain the idea that you owe them anything. This time, you understand the value of your own heart, your own soul, and you won't allow anyone to exploit that again. Their return is nothing more than an attempt to salvage their ego, to patch up their wounds at your expense. They come crawling back because they are desperate, because they have nowhere else to turn, because they have finally realized what they lost. But that realization is not enough. It's too little, too late. When they return, they might look at you with tear-filled eyes, with all the right words, with promises that seem sincere. They might beg for your forgiveness, tell you how much they've changed, how much they regret the pain they caused. But you have to see it for what it is. This is not about you, it's about them. It's about their brokenness, their desperation to fix something in themselves that they can't do alone. But they are not entitled to your healing. They are not entitled to your forgiveness just because they finally figured out they were wrong. Number, that is not how this works. They had their chance and they blew it. Now, you must show them, and most importantly, show yourself that you know your worth, that you will no longer allow yourself to be a stepping stone for someone else's growth. This is not about grudges. This is not about refusing to forgive for the sake of holding on to pain or bitterness. It's about recognizing that you cannot and should not carry the weight of their shortcomings anymore. They are not your responsibility. Their mistakes, their regrets, their failings, those are theirs to own. You can choose to move on, to heal, and to grow without ever looking back. Your healing does not depend on them, on whether they understand what they did to you or not. Your peace does not rely on their ability to apologize. Your peace is in your own hands, your own strength, and your own ability to let go. The more you cling to the hope that they will change, the more you allow them to control your emotional state. The more you wait for their apology, for their recognition, for their validation, the more you allow them to take up space in your mind and your heart. It's time to take back that space. It's time to reclaim what is rightfully yours. No one should have the power to disturb your peace. No one should be able to come into your life, disrupt your progress, and expect you to pick up the pieces of something that was never your responsibility to fix. They think they can just waltz back into your life as if the damage they caused was never a big deal. They think that time will erase the hurt, that your memories of them can be easily forgotten. But time doesn't erase hurt. It only gives you the strength to carry it. The pain they caused is still there, buried deep in your heart, and it won't just vanish because they've suddenly woken up to their own mistakes. You don't just forgive because it's expected. You forgive because you choose to, because you are ready to let go of the past and move forward. But that forgiveness is not a free pass. It is not a permission slip to come back into your life as if nothing ever happened. No, forgiveness is not for them. It is for you. It is for your peace, for your growth, for your future. And you are not obligated to give it to anyone who doesn't deserve it. So when they come crawling back, trying to slither past the damage they've caused, do not be fooled by their act. Do not be swayed by their false promises, their crocodile tears. You are not some charity to be called upon in their moment of need. You are not a convenience, a backup plan to be pulled out of the drawer when everything else fails. You are not a placeholder. You are a person of immense value, of immeasurable worth. And they should have known that when they had you, when they had your love, your trust, your loyalty, but they didn't. They threw it all away. And now, they want it back. But you have learned, you have grown, you have moved on. Do not let them use you to make themselves feel better about their mistakes. Do not let them use you to heal their own wounds. They are not entitled to your heart anymore, not after everything they've done. And if they truly wanted to make things right, they would show you through their actions, not their words, that they are deserving of another chance. They would prove it to you day after day, through consistency, through respect, through genuine effort. But that is not what they are offering you. They are offering you empty words, promises they have no intention of keeping, hoping that you will be foolish enough to let them in again. But you are not a fool. You are stronger than that. You know your worth. You know what you deserve. And it is not them. They come crawling back because they are looking for a quick fix, a way to ease the discomfort of their own guilt, their own regret. But you don't exist to fix their problems. You don't exist to be the salve for their wounds. You are not a balm for their brokenness. You are not a tool to make them feel better about themselves. You are a person with your own needs, your own desires, your own dreams. And you have the right to protect those things, to preserve your own peace, to guard your heart from those who would only seek to exploit it for their own gain. You have already given them enough. You have already invested too much of yourself, and it's time to stop. It's time to stop letting them come into your life when it's convenient for them. It's time to stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. Time to stop hoping they will change. Time to stop waiting for them to realize the mistake they made. They've had their time. They've had their opportunity. And now, it's your turn. It's your time to shine, to live freely, to move forward without the weight of their past actions holding you back. And in that process of moving forward, in that process of letting them go, you will discover something beautiful. You will discover how powerful you truly are, how much you are capable of when you stop allowing others to dictate your worth. You will discover that you are enough, just as you are, without anyone's approval, without anyone's validation, without anyone's presence. You will discover that the life you've always wanted is within your grasp, but it requires you to leave behind the people who didn't appreciate you, the ones who couldn't see the value in you when it mattered. So, when they come crawling back, don't let them. Don't open that door. Don't give them another chance to break your heart. Stand firm in your decision to protect yourself. Stand firm in your decision to move forward, because you are worth more than their empty apologies. You are worth more than their regret. You are worth more than their attempts to make amends when the damage is already done. You are enough. You are worthy of love, of respect, of loyalty. And anyone who can't see that, anyone who can't honor it, doesn't deserve to be in your life. Let them stay on the other side of the door. Let them face the consequences of their actions. Let them learn the hard way that the people they discard are not disposable. You have already moved on. You have already let go, and you will never let them back in. In conclusion, the truth is simple. Your worth is not up for negotiation. You are not a second option, not a temporary solution, and certainly not someone to be discarded when things get difficult. When people walk away, when they abandon you in your lowest moments, they show you exactly who they are. And when they come crawling back, They are often seeking to fix their own brokenness, not to truly right the wrongs they've done to you. You owe them nothing. You owe yourself everything. You've learned the hard way that true love, true respect, and true loyalty come from those who consistently show up, not those who only return when they need something. You are not here to fix others, to pick up the pieces of their mistakes, or to wait for them to realize your value. You know your value now, and it is not something to be given away lightly. Don't let anyone steal your peace. Don't let anyone who has already hurt you have a chance to hurt you again. Walk away, close that door, and keep moving forward. Your future is bright, and you are worthy of a life filled with love, respect, and peace, without the ghosts of the past haunting your steps. You are enough, and anyone who cannot see that is not worth your time. Keep moving forward. Keep building the life you deserve. The best is yet to come, and it will come when you let go of the past and never allow anyone to come crawling back into your life who does not truly deserve to be there.